Yolan Trun, welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. And today's video is a little recap, but in the end, it's necessary because I just encountered that G7 players are getting stuck at that point because they kind of forgot about something that I want to recap today, and which I called the hidden loop. I could have called it the forgotten loop as well, because suddenly some G7 players are in the situation where they think, oh, I need that again. I haven't needed that for ages, or in ages, I don't know what's the correct one. But I need that again now. And that's why I want to remind everyone of something you regularly should do to always keep going. Because if you need something all the time, I'm at the point, as you can see in a second, that I need that as much as well. It's faction credits. You see here the USS Enterprise E blueprints. I've got 160 of 650. And of course, I will need a lot of more Federation credits to get there. And right next to it, you see the Federation message exchange. I exchanged last night. In another 7 hours, I can exchange again. But for those, you need those Romulan, Klingon, Federation messages to get the amount of credits here every day. And 8,200 now at the former max lock is a nice amount that you can get, and you will need credits all the time. And so you want to have the messages to do that. And on the earlier levels, you probably did that so often that you didn't have to do that for a long time. But then suddenly you have to do it again. And some even don't remember how it worked. And that's another reason for this video. So I sent my Voyager out, because the easiest way to get these messages is in the Delta Quadrant. And I parked the Voyager in Vadel right here, and I need to go to Neara. So let's pay for it. You see I've got 27.8 Delta Quadrant Borg coordinates, so traveling there will not be the issue on your higher levels. But in between, you will have to go there again. And I quickly sent it there with a crew that I had. You might want to use a loot crew, for example, with Anorex as well, to go there to get your messages. And how did we do that again in these systems? Well, and you see there's another 65 player that probably did the same that I'm going to do now, because even on the high levels, you still want to do that again. So we're using the Voyager ability with the advanced sensors. And this time, of course, it's not a species 8472 coming for me. It's a Borg cube. And what does the Borg cube have? Those messages that we want. And if you bring a loot crew, of course, the loot from this cargo will be even bigger. In this case, it's Romulan and Klingon messages that changes when you call in those Borg cubes. Of course, I made a video on the Delta Quadrant Borg directives here, but nevertheless, people obviously tend to forget that. When you get the new Voyager, you obviously will think about this. And in this case, you see it's Klingon and Federation messages. But later on, when you're not using the Voyager, the most of you are using the Voyager now once a week for an event where you hunt a few Hirogen hostiles. Most people from G5 on go to the highest level where you can find them, kill a few, event done, bring the Voyager home, and that's it. And maybe some other times you would use the Voyager for the astrometric scan to find an enemy base or someone who annoys you, but that's it. But people tend to forget this little system here. I mean, I haven't mined anomalies in years from the other systems either, but especially here the messages. I'm slowly getting to the point as well where I'm running out of these messages, and so I also need to go here again and call in my Borg cubes. And as you see on my level, I'm in the highest level system where you can call the Borg cubes. They are level 54, so they don't really do any damage to my Voyager. A little bit, but I can call in a number of Borg cubes here. It's the same stuff you need to call in species 8472, but I get quite an amount of messages here again today, because after this one, just open the battle protocols. And there you see from the last two, I've done 3 now. From the last 2, I also got some loot chests as well. So it was not the cargo only. It also is the commerce insignia that I don't need anymore because I have the Voyager maxed, and so it's in the archives as well. That's why I don't need those insignia anymore. But that's the bonus that you can have from these Borg, and I just wanted to remind you of that as well. As long as you haven't maxed the Voyager in the archives and you just get your daily claim, that's the bonus here. But for me, it's about those messages that I can get, because I want this steady flow of credits that I get from it. So, and it's you cannot predict which messages you will get. So it's always a chance if it's Romulan, if it's Klingon, if it's Federation. But just collect, and you see how often I can do that. Of course, if you are on a lower level, it might be a little bit harder to stay for longer, but you get enough of those tokens to enter this Borg space here, and you will also in time have enough chances to get this deuterium canisters. You see I have to pay 286, which you can reduce by using Neelix, for example, but I've got 755k. So in time you will collect loads of that and never worry about that again. So you can use that over and over again, and then collect your messages, because those messages are a big source for Federation, Klingon, and Romulan credits that you can spend on ship blueprints. And that's why I love this, and that's after hearing that from a few G7 that they needed to go there again, I really wanted to talk about this in this video to remind everyone that's where you go. And it's not the only one, of course. I'm in Neara, but we also have Misalup up there. There is Shalika for the smaller ones, and don't know if I've overseen something, but Neara should be the biggest. The other ones, those FSEP, are the mining ones, but you have a few systems where you can go to, even if you're on a lower level, then go down up to Shalika, and you can do that. And there, get your credits, because faction credits are really important, and even the G7 players will have to go back to get those messages. And if you want to add something about your demand in faction credits, then please write in the comments below the video and on Discord. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.